and then kind of threw it like that really slow. It was so fucking weird. He was so detached from his own body. And I'm convinced now, after I saw Bill Clinton do it, that they just know people are taking pictures of them. So that they don't even give a fuck about interacting with you. It's all about what you look like in the paper. That was that time I told you, long story, but I ended up, Bill Clinton, when he was still president, this is pre-getting impeached and all that shit. He came down to Boston, and one of my friends wanted to go down and see the motorcade. I didn't want to fucking go. My buddy didn't want to go. He convinces us to fucking go. He's going to buy lunch. So we go, all right, fine, fuck it, right? So we fucking go down there. He's all excited. He just wants to see the motorcade go by because he'd watched so much of that JFK shit. He just wanted to see a motorcade. And that's like a big deal to see the presidential motorcade. I can admit that was pretty exciting to see. So they start coming down the street. And right before they get to us, we're like, finally, here it comes. He's going to see the motorcade drive by, and then we can all fucking go home. He can buy us lunch, right? Right before they got to us, they made a right turn to go into this alley. Right before they got to us, probably like 50 yards up. We're like, oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. And this dude was so into, knowing politics, he was just going don't worry, he's just going to go in there. It's a woman's college. He usually speaks on average from 50 to 65 minutes. I'll go run and get us some, a couple slices of pizza, whatever. So we go, fine. So he fucking takes off, and we're standing there. And all of a sudden, the Secret Service starts walking down the street telling everybody, we're up against those little police little sawhorse things, telling us, get your hands up, get your hands up. And the motorcade starts driving, and who's walking down the street? Fucking Bill Clinton with Ted Kennedy and somebody else. Ted Kennedy was first. I think I already told this story. Dude, his fucking head, I swear to God, was the size of like a fucking safe. I've never seen a head that big in my life. I literally went to both your hands up so the Secret Service could see your hand. And they were just sort of high-fiving people as they walk by. I remember then Bill Clinton comes by, and everybody's like, oh, Mr. President, Bill Clinton. And he wasn't saying anything. He just had both his hands up. He was slowly walking. And just imagine smiling with your mouth open. Yeah. Like you were doing that, but your face was just frozen. He was just walking past all of us doing that, and everybody was yelling to him. Everybody was saying stuff, and he did not say anything to anybody. He just had that fucking look on his face with both his hands up. He looked like a fucking crazy person. But then the next day, the front page of the paper, you see the guy, and he's on the front page of the paper and it looked like we were all having a great time. I thought there was something wrong with him. Also, I will tell you right now, dude, the softest fucking hands of any guy ever. Ever. He has not done a fucking day's work of manual labor in his life. Baby soft. Now that I have a daughter, baby soft fucking hands. That's how he gets the ladies. That's what it is. He puts one of those soft baby hands on your shoulders, takes out a cigar, and it is game, set, match. So anyways, he fucking does this shit. Then they jump in the car, and then they fucking leave. Everybody's freaking out. And then it's just over. And people just start to walk away and leave. Okay, all of this took less than 38 seconds. Okay? Because the Secret Service was not going to have the president exposed to the public for that long. So anyways, he jumps in the car as they leave. Everybody's like high off of, oh my God, I shook the president's hand. How big was Ted Kennedy's head? That takes about a minute for people to be like, what the fuck? And then people just start walking away. And then 15 seconds after that, my buddy comes walking up, the dude who wanted to see all of it. And he just sees everybody has left. I remember he was biting into a slice of pizza, and he kind of stopped his bite, and he just looks over and he goes, I missed it, didn't I? And I just looked at him, and I felt bad. I was like, I shook his hand. And he goes, no, you didn't. And then my buddy, who was a total pothead, was galloping around sideways, like in a circle, just screaming, I shook it twice! I shook it twice! Oh, that was such a fucking sad, quiet ride home, and we were trying not to fucking laugh. We just started laughing after a while, and he just refused to believe it. But the details we had, he knew that it was fucking true. And then the next day in the paper, he saw, because we were saying, dude, he wasn't saying anything. I'll never forget that. He just was like, oh. But without, that's the noise he should have been making. But he wasn't making that noise. He just had his mouth open with his fucking hands up. And the next day in the paper, though, he looked like a champ. The man looked like a champ. All right. Jesus, that was a long way to go. What was I talking about? The first time I went to a Super Bowl. Yeah, so we went to it.